Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Aaliyah Murray, and if you're watching this, you probably already know that. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A around like mental hospitals and like inpatient and just kind of like mental health questions and stuff. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions, so I'm basically just going to be answering them here. So let's get into the video. The first question I got is from She2Shiesty444. She said...
I giggled a little bit.
I like that laugh. Do they pat you down and search you? Yes, that's one of the first things they do. They basically body check you. I don't know if you're a minor, but definitely when you're a minor, do they like search you?
No.
Okay, when you're an adult, they search you and you have to get butt-ass naked in front of them, and they make sure that you don't have anything dangerous on you that you can hurt yourself or others with, and they tally, like, if you have any bruises, any freckles, any scars, like, literally everything. So I hope that answered your question. The second question is from She2Shiesty444 again, and she said, are the workers nice? Some of them, not all of them. I wish I could sit here and say that all of them are super nice, but they're really not. And the same person also asked, what's the longest you've stayed there if you feel comfortable answering? I have like no limit when it comes to these type of questions, except for when people ask, what is the reason that you went to the mental hospital? I'll answer any other question. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable answering anything. But the longest I stayed there was almost a month. And that was in September through October. Underscore EMJJXO asks, first inpatient experience, were you scared the first time being there? I wasn't scared. In my experience, I would say it was like pretty calm. There was one person that threatened to inject me, but it didn't happen. So besides that, it was a pretty good experience overall, and I felt like they really cared about me, but I didn't really take much out of it because all I was focused on is like going home. So I suggest if you go to inpatient, actually take it seriously because you can only get out like what you choose to take from it, if that makes sense. Underscore one Miriam H asks, what is booty juice? It's basically drugs that make you calm down, and they say they use it as a last resort, but I know of it being used as not a last resort, which is really fucked up, and I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to do that. But if you're like acting crazy or whatever, that's not the proper terminology to use, but I'm just gonna say it anyways because we're being vulnerable here. If you're like acting crazy, they're gonna booty juice you. And they stab you with a needle. Actually, I have been tranquilized before, but it was when I was like 9, and it wasn't in a mental hospital. It was in a regular hospital, but that's a story for another time. Ali underscore the 23 asks, what's your best and worst memory while in inpatient? Sorry if you don't feel comfortable answering. I feel very comfortable answering it. Thank you for asking this question, Ali. My best memory being there is probably meeting this girl named Ali, and I'll insert a picture of us here. Love her to death. We were like best friends when we were there. She gave me a bracelet and my niece stole it. Otherwise, I would show you guys it. Her name is Allie and she's really sweet. She's really nice and I really enjoyed meeting her there. The best part of being in like a mental hospital is meeting the people there because you'll meet some really great people. You'll also meet some not so great people, but everybody there is there for a reason, and like you kind of have to be careful. My worst memory while being an inpatient was definitely being called an attention seeker by the nurse. That was like one of the worst things that happened to me. And also they like made up lies saying that my family was calling and like saying stuff about me, and they weren't at all. And that was really confusing for me, and like it was really hard like being there. Like I was fighting court cases and stuff, and I had to do it like alone basically. I mean, I did have one friend helping advocate for me, and she was like getting information and giving me resources. Her name was Cinnamon, so shout out to Cinnamon for being there for me during my recovery. Elizabeth underscore Lindhorst 8 asked, what qualifies for an admission? So the main things are wanting to harm yourself or others, having a plan to harm yourself or others. Some people go there for self-harm. Some people go there to get off of drugs. Oh, I forgot to put a trigger warning. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit this. So this is a trigger warning for like suicide topics, like self-harm, like drug use, stuff like that. So yeah. Aaliyah Demore asked, were you scared when you went? No. What do they feed you and how do you live in there? So depending on what place you go, the food is going to be different. Some places just give you a slab of like mystery meat and green beans every day, but some places have like chicken tenders and coffee and Rice Krispie bars and cake and ice cream and pizza. So it really depends on what place you go. What happens if you try to end it while you're there? They're gonna take everything out of your room, including your bed, and you're gonna sleep on the floor with no blanket or anything. if you have like anything, even like a hair tie on your wrist or like a mask, like they're gonna take it away from you. They're gonna take your toothbrush away from you, like literally everything. You're not gonna have any privacy. You're not gonna have a bathroom door. You're gonna be on 24-hour surveillance. You'll probably be on a 1-to-1, which means that you have one person watching you do everything, including go to the bathroom. And it really sucks. And I don't suggest trying anything like that when you're there, because it's just gonna make you stay there longer. Kai Z Brat asked, what was the feeling / mood you felt when being there, and did it help you get better? It's a very lonely and long experience. Imagine not being able to have your phone. You can like barely watch TV, having to go to groups and just listen to other people talk about their problems all day, and you hear screaming at night. And like one time I saw someone trying to bite their own arm off, and they had to like go in a code green, and like that's a story time for another time, and it was really traumatic. But basically the overall mood, I would say it's very lonely, especially since most places, because of COVID, don't allow you to have visitors. Did you get lonely at night? Because I did, lol. I kind of just answered that question. Yeah, it's very lonely at night. Gila Brooklyn 13_ asked, did they let you have any personal belongings? Yes, okay, so there was this one time where, it's a long story, but I came from my girlfriend's house, and like we would stay with each other for a couple days, and so it was like my weekend at her house. And so I had all of my stuff with me, like my makeup, clothes, like a bunch of shoes, like slippers, like everything, like all my hair stuff, I had it with me. And then I got sent to the mental hospital from her house, and so I had this huge garbage bag. It was so embarrassing. I had this huge garbage bag full of stuff with me. I had to lug this huge garbage bag with me like throughout the regular hospital and all the way to the mental hospital, which is 3 hours away from where I was. And I had my makeup and everything with me, so it was like a little bit better of an experience, because of the fact that I had like my art stuff and my makeup. I was able to keep myself more occupied. I hope that answered your question. Alyssa_Cope19 asked, was it fun sometimes, or was it just horrible? There was definitely times where it was fun. Like we got to go outside and play with chalk. My friend Allie had a hula hoop, and she used to do that all the time, and she used to show us like little tricks, because she's like a hula hoop dancer kind of person, and that was really cool to watch. And oh my gosh, I made this best friend. His name is James, and like, oh my gosh, James, if somehow you're listening to this, I miss you so much. He's fully blind, and he is so intelligent, and he taught me so many things, and he's so smart. We prayed together. He taught me so many life lessons while I was there, and like, you truly meet some of the best people in those type of places, and it's on a level that like I can't even explain to you guys. So I had a lot of fun with the people I met there. Psychotic Angie asked, have you ever hurt yourself while being in the hospital, and what did they say? Yes, I snuck a razor blade into the hospital, and I like fucked myself up with it. And they took everything out of my room, including my bed and everything, and it's a very dehumanizing experience, and I don't suggest doing anything like that at all. So yeah, scariest thing you saw / experienced while an inpatient. So the second time I ever went to inpatient, there was this girl who was trying to bite off her own arm. Stormy Ryan asks, do you feel going to mental hospitals have improved or worsened your mental health? It's kind of a give and take. There's some things that I've taken, like coping mechanisms that I've learned while I was there, but the trauma and the way the staff treated me was very hard to deal with, and I still get flashbacks to this day from the way that the staff treated me while I was there. So it's kind of a give and take experience, and there's some things that were good, some things that were bad. Demisha_J asked, this happened to me, but did one of the nurses stand next to you while using the toilet? Yes, while I was 1-to-1, they watched me go to the bathroom, and it's also a very dehumanizing experience. I had to change my tampon. And I was like, okay, can you back up a little bit? She's like, legally I have to be within 3 feet of you. And I'm like, okay, so shut the door and you can stand with your back to the door. Like, I'm like, look, there's nothing in this bathroom that can hurt me. Like, there's a toilet paper roll and that's it. And she's like, okay, but I need to check the toilet when you're done. Like, what the fuck?
Icky.
Yeah, like, if you're gay, just say that. If you want to say my coochie, just say that. Okay. Did it help / fix you in any way? If I'm going to be honest, I truly don't think that the mental hospital fixed me. I think that the experiences I had with the people that I met changed me in a way that gave me a better perspective of life. How does the referral go? Lily May asks. Is it always by choice or can you be sent from another country, by the way? So in the US, you can go by choice. You could say, like, I'm having thoughts of harming myself and I need to go to inpatient. Or if the police or like a family member thinks you're a harm to yourself or others, like they can like say like, I think this person needs a mental evaluation, and they'll take you to a hospital and evaluate you. What has to be done for you to go? She too shiesty 4 for 4. You have such good questions.
And a good username.
And a good username. What has to be done for you to go? Honestly, how do I really answer this question? What has to be done for you to go? I mean, like, sorry, I don't know how to answer your question. I'm just gonna move on.
Worried. Like,
yeah, if somebody gets worried about you, you'll have to go. Like, you can get sent there, but you can also like admit yourself, if that makes sense. Like, most of my times that I went, I got the police called on me, and like the police said like, you don't have a choice, you have to go to the hospital to get like mentally evaluated, and then they kind of take it from there. It's just me. Do you really have to be crazy to go to a mental hospital? People who go to the mental hospital, they're not crazy. I think that's a really bad stereotype to kind of put on people. People who are there just need help. Somebody asked, is it really bad like some say? I'm scared of getting sent because of people saying how bad it is. It really depends on your age and how you go. If you're a minor, I really don't think you have anything to worry about. I think that you're going to get treated with respect. Do you have to go to the doctors often? I'm not sure what you mean by this question. So,
checkups, I think I mean.
Like checkups after the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
So
do you speak to doctors?
So they'll put you on with like a psychiatrist and like a doctor and stuff that you meet with like regularly after you're discharged, if that was your question. Yeah. Sunshine 3 asks, how is it like there? So you wake up really early at like 7 in the morning and you eat breakfast, and then you go to a group, and then you have like a little bit of free time, and then you'll have a snack, and then you'll have a group, and then you'll have lunch, and then you'll have a group, and then you have a little bit of free time, and then you'll have a snack, and then it's group again, and then you have dinner, and it's the group again, and then you go to sleep, and then the day starts all over. The same person also asked, did you see any really hurt people, like mentally hurt people? Yes, and I was the mentally hurt person. So, my friend Claire asked, do you feel more isolated in a mental hospital or alone? For sure. It's a really isolating experience. Like, I'll reiterate the fact that almost all hospitals don't let you have visitors because of COVID, and it's so hard. Like, the only contact you have with the outside world is like you're able to call on like the hospital phone during certain hours, and you can't see their face, and all you hear is their voice, and some people don't pick up to unknown numbers. Like, if you get sent there and your family doesn't know where you are and they don't answer your phone, like it's hard. It's like, I really realized when I was in the mental hospital at my lowest point who my real friends were, because there was only a select few people that picked up the phone to me when I was there. There was this one person that I thought was supposed to be my best friend, and I would call her, and all she cared about was getting off the phone with me so that she could spend more time with her boyfriend. Did you make any friends? Yes, and I'll insert pictures of some people that I met here. Have you met some friends that you kept in touch while you were there? Yes. And we hung out outside of the hospital, and they're amazing, and I love them to death. What's one thing you wish the mental hospitals would do that they didn't do when you were there? I wish that they would let you have your phone for a little bit, at least, even if it was 15 minutes a day, just to check like your notifications or like something like that. I feel like a lot of people would be more comfortable, because that anxiety from not being able to be on your phone and having no contact to the outside world at all really sucks. Nyla asked, what are some things that you think can make mental hospitals better? I would say just if every staff member treated the patients with respect, it would be a much better place. And unfortunately, that's just not how it goes. What exactly have you been admitted for, and did someone have to take you? The first time I was admitted, I called my best friend Corinne because I was having a panic attack at a park, and I was like, I'm tired of dealing with this anxiety because I had went through a trauma recently, and I was like, if I don't get something, like get help for my anxiety, like I'm gonna kill myself. And my friend encouraged me to go to the hospital, and she stayed with me as long as she could before they sent her away. And then I went to inpatient for the first time. Then I got out of inpatient. 24 hours later, I attempted and I went back to the hospital. My sister called the police on me. The third time, 3 weeks later, I was going to kill myself, and I went back to the hospital on my own. And they weren't going to take me back because they said that you've already been to inpatient a couple times. You're going to be too reliant on hospitals to help you when you need them, which is really fucked up for them to say. So I don't want to be triggering, but just trigger warning for this whole video. I knew that if I, like, this is gonna sound really manipulative, but I'm just gonna say it since we're being vulnerable here. They gave me, like, I don't want to give people ideas. Okay, I'm just not gonna say it, but I did something that would make them, like, admit me. So, yeah. And then the fourth time I went, I think the fourth time is when me and my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, triggered each other, and we ended up doing something very harmful to ourselves. And our group that we were in, our partial hospitalization program, told us that we needed to go to the hospital to get evaluated, and we both got sent to different inpatients. And then the time after that, when I was admitted, somebody called the police on me because I was standing on top of a bridge, and I did not go by choice. So yeah, some of those times ambulances took me, and a couple of the times my brother took me. Okay, a lot of people are saying, like, do they actually help? Do mental hospitals actually help? It really depends if you choose to take what they're teaching you. It's up to you whether they help you or not. Are there some really bad mentally ill people there? I wouldn't say, like, really bad. Like, everyone deals with their own issues, and, like, I don't want to compare apples to apples, but, like, yes, some people do have it worse than others. And some people, there's people there who are just coming down from drugs and they're trying to stay sober. And there's some people who have, like, overdosed, and some people are there for self-harm. So, yeah. Is it scary? It can be, especially when you're really far away from home, because when you get sent somewhere, you don't get to choose where you go. And it can be really scary if you're 3 hours away from home. Have you ever seen people be abused by the staff or workers? I've never seen anyone be abused by the staff or workers, but there was one night I went to sleep, and the next morning I talked to a patient, and she said that she asked to see the pamphlet, the Bill of Rights pamphlet, and they booty juiced her 2 times, and it made her go to sleep, all because she asked the question. So people do definitely get abused in psychiatric facilities. Gila Brooklyn 13 _ asked, how are you? I'm doing pretty good right now. I would say I'm pretty stable, keeping myself occupied. I'm doing DBT therapy right now, which is, I think it's helpful. I have a lot of people on my team that help me out, so. Lauren asks, how do you become confident being open about your mental health? When you know that your story can help influence others and change others, it really becomes easier to talk about the things that you struggle with, because you know it could be helping somebody else. How did you feel after each diagnosis you got? It's kind of a freeing feeling, like, it's kind of like this, okay, I'm not crazy, like, I did know something was wrong with me. Yeah, but all of my diagnoses I've ever got diagnosed with, I already knew that I had them, like PTSD, anxiety, depression, BPD, all of that stuff. I already knew that I had it, so it didn't come as a surprise to me. That's all for today's video. I answered almost all of the questions that you guys sent me, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.